Welcome to my living room, which is a place that your films have been many times before.
Thank you. It's
Yeah, we got.
beautiful. I like that
Thank you.
blue.
Thank you very much. We really worked
Yeah.
hard on our accent wall for our Cool Hand Luke poster, which you can see there. And we got a little. It's an old spoof. It's a spoof on 50s sci-fi called "The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra," is what's on the other
Mm,
side. So
mm.
yeah. So yeah, and then right between that falls like the cove, basically.
The cove. Yes. The blue, the blue, the blue, the deep blue.
Truly,
Yes.
the unforgettable the unforgettable film that I'm sure I'll get to later that you produced.
Okay.
And um, I have to tell you that I was not expecting to sob uncontrollably over a child receiving a piece of mail.
Mm. Good. It worked. It
Yep,
worked.
it got
Good.
me. It totally got me. I thought that this movie, I'm excited for you to hear accolades because I'm positive I'm not the only one. Like, I can't wait to share this with all of my listeners and all of my viewers
Mm.
because this movie, it made me feel like connection is still the utmost priority in our lives.
Mm. That's great.
And
That's
it's,
great.
man, I this movie totally blindsided me because I'm such a huge Justin Timberlake fan. I think that he's
Mm.
like a modern day Fred Astaire triple threat.
He is. He is. Yeah.
And he is phenomenal in this film.
Yeah. I was so lucky. God, I mean, to find him and Ryder together, it was like, it was magical. Magical.
Right. I mean, I have so many questions just about the two of them because
Mm,
like especially when you're finding like a child actor. This is where I mean, I'm assuming casting people are so key as part of your team because they bring in
essential.
all of these talents. And so I was reading, if I understood correctly, that Ryder was kind of like a last minute audition, person. Is that the case?
Yeah, I wouldn't say yeah, so it was a weird, lucky, I don't know, fate. But Justin, uh, after convincing him or asking him or begging him to do the movie, he said, "Okay, I'll do your movie, but we have to get this kid right, Sam." And he had just finished his tour, and then we had to work around his schedule. He's a busy guy. Um, it wasn't at the time when we were all at home all the time. Remember this? Remember those days? The old
Yeah, vaguely.
yeah, I know. So he said, "Look, I'll read with as many kids as you want, but I will read with no less than 6." And I said, "Yeah, okay. So we'll schedule 2 days, three one day, three one, because he wanted to spend the day." And I had 5 kids, and I thought I had a couple of real winners that were going to be perfect, but he said 6. And I had read Ryder, but he was younger. He was 7. He wasn't exactly the physical type that I thought. So in that sense, yes, I threw him in at the last minute just because I needed a 6th kid. But he was my 6th choice before Justin read with the kids. And as soon as they met, it was like, oh my God, this is it. Just seeing them, it was like, there was no, it was perfect.
I
Thank
I
God
hear
he said 6.
that's the thing, right? I hear stories like that and I think about what it must be like for you as the director, like sitting in that chair and just immediately the moment of knowing you've caught lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, it was because my biggest stress once I got Justin was who is going to play Sam and how am I going to direct a kid in 25 days. It was a fast, low budget movie. So that we had to work fast. And the other beautiful thing about Justin is he's from the theater, he's from the stage, he's from live shows. So he loves rehearsing. I love rehearsing. I'm from the theater. And I said, Justin, this is going to be great. We're going to work. We're going to rehearse. And we rehearsed. We did a lot of work beside, before and after. And after shooting, we'd go work the next day, work on the next day stuff.
When you're rehearsing your actors, I assume that it's something more than just going through the lines. Do you have sort of activities that you do, especially because it's a kid and you're looking to kind of capture their attention? Are there kind of exercises that you do or games that you play, or is it just straight pay attention to the script and let's see what evolves from that?
Uh, there are moments in the early rehearsal process where it's not games, but it's improvisation. We did do a lot of improvisation. And the audition process, especially with Ryder and with all the kids, was a lot of improvisation. So we did do a lot of that. And then,
Hi,
hi.
family and friends.
Uh, I know.
Slam.
I'm like, Dad's been in here all day on the Zoom. All right.
The
Um,
modern age.
yeah. So yeah, we do a lot of improvs with Sam, and I would give him props to play with. The good thing about props is it takes their attention off themselves. So Sam sometimes has stuff in his hands during. We would discover maybe during a scene that he'd be drinking water or a mug, or just something to take his attention off. But Ryder was like, you see, he's a miracle. That kid, he's incredible.
I can't
So
believe that he hasn't really done movies before. Like
no, he did one episode of Law and Order as a Menendez brother at 6 with no lines, and he did a commercial with no lines. He never spoke on camera before.
I'm blown
Isn't that
away
real?
because the this character is so unabashedly himself. And it made me think about how different I was when I was a kid. And I really, man, I went so deep with this when I started to think like, when did I learn fear?
Mm,
Right?
yeah.
Like in the film, there's no moment like that where Sam learns to stop being who he is because of what other people's response. There's no moment like that. Like he just is constantly bombarding the world with goodness. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to be like that as an
I
adult.
know. I know. Well, that was the thing. It's like we all want to have that. What Sam has. And he gives it to Palmer, and that's the beauty. It's like what he gives to Palmer, and then what Palmer gives to him. And like you started the conversation off about, people communicating, people connecting, connection. That's why I wanted to make the film, because I read the script right after Trump was elected, and I was like, wow, I don't know this country, a country that
Mm.
would elect this guy, so I need to learn about it. And this script was set there, and this script shows all worlds, the two most unlikely people coming together, and the acceptance and the unity, as Biden said, which I had been saying before the inauguration about the movie, but coming together, and it's amazing what they give to each other. And yeah, why can't life be more like this? And we do
I
have to go through the struggles. They struggle a lot in this movie, but it
Well,
pays off.
that's the thing. I mean, everything worth having is worth putting effort into. And I'm very careful not to say fight for, because I don't necessarily believe that you have to fight for those things, but you certainly have to put your effort towards them. And the script is so subtle in the way that it brings people together that it felt it felt familiar like a hug, but not overly so that I was like, I know where this is going. And
Mm,
so I just couldn't
good,
stop
good.
watching it. Yeah, I can't say enough good things. Like it really warmed my heart. I
Oh,
was also
beautiful.
excited. I was excited to see Louisiana in the movie because anytime Louisiana is in a project, I feel like it's its own character. And what were the challenges for you? Like, did you have like, hey, how's it going?
Hi. Oh,
I
this is
like your
Lo-
mask.
this is Lolo.
Hi,
Oh,
Lolo. Your
I
mask is
love you.
beautiful. It goes with your hair.
Oh, and
She
this is
hasn't seen
Lexi.
him for ages.
I haven't. I've been away.
Look how glamorous this lady is.
I know.
Oh,
She's
I thank you.
wonderful.
Hello, my name
Yeah.
is Grae.
She's
This
so
is Grae, and
stylish.
that's Lexi,
Okay. Stylish.
and that's Otis.
Oh my God, the gang's all here. Hi, Otis.
I'll come see you guys. I'm almost done.
We won't be long.
But I love you. I
You know,
haven't seen him in
honest.
a few days.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up soon.
No, yeah.
I'm excited to be called glamorous while I'm wearing sweatpants. Just a note.
Yeah, but we can't
Please.
tell. Yeah.
That's the
It
beauty
looks
of
like
all
you,
of
yeah,
this.
I know.
Business up top, party down south.
Right. But
And
anyway,
so,
Louisiana, I had to create like it was really 4 towns that we made one, and we created this fictional place called Sylvain, but it's Ponchatoula, Hammond, Reserve, Louisiana. And we just put them together, used a lot of local people, and made it like one place. But you really get a flavor and a feeling of what that place was, I think. I hope.
were there? Yeah, I absolutely think so. I love Louisiana because I think that it's so distinctive visually. I generally always know that something is truly there. It's not just New Orleans. It's just that whole place. It's so
Right.
beautiful, and it has this. It has like a richness to it that
Mm,
so many places in America I don't think
don't.
have, or they have in a
Right.
different way. Um, and so, was there any learning curve for you? Because you're originally from Chicago, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
There's
from
sort of,
Chicago, but
is
I
there
moved
a,
to New York. I've lived in New York most of my life, I would say, the majority of my life. But
and as a part of the entertainment industry and the theater scene, was there sort of a learning curve for you to like truly capture that place?
yeah, I mean, because I've been filming documentaries so much before, I think I was able to kind of I wanted to make sure that this was authentic and to capture it in an authentic way. So the DP Tobias and the designer Happy and the costumer Megan and I, the design team, we really made a conscious effort to make it real, capture the real. So we most of the extras, all the extras are local, but a lot of them actually are local to whatever the church is, the real church people, the school. We use teachers. We try to keep everything authentic and real to where we were. So, yeah, listen, this movie was a challenge. Any movie is a challenge. Every director will tell you it's a beast, but I learned a lot, and it was a great experience. So
And it really shows. And it's so exciting to see, like, I want in my life more Juno Temple always.
I know she's amazing.
It's like she could do anything.
She
Because I
can.
mean, Ted Lasso has been one of the saving graces of the past like 10 months. And followed up by this, I think is amazing. And then anytime, also when I see June Squibb, I yell, Squibster.
She's the best. Imagine directing a 90-year-old and a 7-year-old and a pop star in a scene. It's crazy. Not many people can say
That's
they've done that.
that's true. Did you guys have offset time enjoying Louisiana, and what was the hangout when you weren't shooting? I know that you were probably working almost all the time, but
Yeah, there wasn't that much. No, there was 25 days. I mean, Justin and I hung out and rehearsed, and we rehearsed every weekend with the cast. But it wasn't like party. No, it was full on, full on.
I have only two more things, and then I would love for you to go hang out with the beautiful fam who called me glamorous twice. Um, the scene where Justin Timberlake and Ryder are at the diner and they're sharing a root beer float
Yeah.
is the clip I think I would choose if I were submitting them for awards consideration, because it
Mm.
floored me, that scene. The the honesty and the memory that it evoked for me of any time that I chose to trust someone. And I'm telling you, I went so deep with this film. I
Wow.
watched it at like 8 in the morning. It was like
Wow, and
it set
that's
the tone for
that's
the
that's
day.
tough. But yeah, you see little Ryder's hands against the glass of the root beer float. Like going like because he's admitting that he stole from June from uh, you know yeah, he's and Justin, just that honesty. And it's hard when actors eat, by the way, while they're that kid Justin ad-libbed the line, "You're not going to go all crazy on me with all that sugar, are you?" Because he was starting to get crazy from the sugar. And we kept it in the movie. It was a great ad lib Justin had. So, you know, yeah, I love that scene. They take their time, they listen, and they just are so present in the moment.
So present and so real. And I mean, and also Justin Timberlake knows hyper because he hangs out with Jimmy Fallon a lot. So I'm sure that he understands like the sugar rush. um,
Right.
and then finally, with all of the projects you've been involved in, and with sort of the modern consumer culture being that everything old is new again, is there a project of yours that you're surprised has such a life after the fact?
Well, no, there's one movie that a lot of interviewers who are older than you bring up that I was in called My Science Project, which seems to come into many of my interviews, which is
Huh.
really a weird one that you wouldn't suspect. Um, I try to I try to promote a couple of my older documentaries like Crazy Love, which I want people to see, and Racing Extinction, which I thought was underappreciated. But those are the ones that you know.
Yeah, because Crazy Love, I saw, I mean, that was over, it was, I still remember
It's
how
a long time
crazy
ago,
it is.
over 10 years. Yeah, that was before the Cove. That
No,
that that got me. Yeah, that was before the Cove. So
I
yeah,
remember when I saw the Cove was at Sundance, wasn't it?
yeah.
Because I remember reading the description and going, "Oh God, this is the same guy that did Crazy Love and is also in Short Circuit." And so yes, this is going to be on my viewing list. And when you got trophies about it, I was like, "Ugh."
Thank you.
So thank you very much for talking to me about Palmer, because I can't wait to tell everyone. It's exactly the kind of movie that has snapped me out of this sort of quarantine
Oh,
humdrum.
good,
Is I
good.
just beautiful. Thank you very
Well,
much.
thanks, Grae. Nice to meet you. See you
Likewise.
later. Oh, and
Bye.
Justin loves Cool and Luke. We watched that movie a few times. So
Yay!
that was one of our Palmer models. So anyway,
So
there
I
he is.
love it. Perfect. Well, there it is for
Yeah.
you.
All right. Peace. Stay
Take
safe.
care.